Hi, I'm Dominic Pileggi with Wolf Home Products, and today we will be showing you how to install Wolf's innovative new Distinction Railing System. Let's take a look. Wolf has created a Distinction rail for easy installation, minimal maintenance, and of course, to become a beautiful addition to any home or building. The beauty of Wolf Distinction rail goes beyond the surface and into Wolf's innovative new bracket engineering called OptiBracket technology. The benefits of OptiBracket technology include: one bracket does the work of four, it simplifies the installation, supports 6 and 8 foot rail sections, and most importantly, hides out of view for a perfectly clean finish. Now that we've seen what makes Wolf Distinction rail so unique, let's get down to the installation. Here's what comes in the rail kit: 2 aluminum H-channel, 2 PVC large cap profiles, 2 PVC small cap profiles, 4 OptiBrackets, 8 4-inch hex head screws, 8 1 3/4 hex head screws, 42 1 5/8 baluster screws in a 6-foot kit, and 57 1 5/8 baluster screws for the 8-foot kit. 14 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 26 balusters in a 6-foot kit, and 19 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 26 balusters in an 8-foot kit. And here are the tools you'll need to complete your project: miter saw, drill, impact driver, number 2 square drive bit and a 5/16 inch nut driver, rubber mallet, tape measure, 2 baluster spacer tools, 1 set of assembly blocks or an assembly jig, carpenter pencil, saw horses, safety goggles, level, 6-inch extension bit, and a putty knife. Now that we've checked and made sure we have all the tools you need, it's time to start the easy installation. Prior to installing the post sleeves, we want to make sure that all the posts are level, plumb, and no more than 96 inches apart. The finished height of a structural post should be between 35 and 38 inches above the deck surface. We're now ready to install the post sleeves and the trim rings. Note, it is important to remember to install the trim rings prior to fastening the rail section to the post. Wolf Distinction rail trim rings are one piece and cannot be installed once rail is fastened. We're now ready to measure the distance between the two posts. For the most accurate measurement, we want to measure from the bottom of one post to the bottom of the next post. In this case, we're at 47 3/8 inches. Next, remove the top and bottom rail assembly from the box. We are going to leave the large cap and the small cap attached to the aluminum H-channel while cutting. Note, the top and bottom rail assemblies are identical for Distinction rail. Prior to measuring, we want to make sure that the large cap and small cap are aligned and flush with the H-channel on the end that we are not cutting. Measure the top and bottom rail assemblies to the length previously determined, in this case 47 3/8 inches. To ensure alignment, you can also cut one end of the rail assembly, measure the length, and then cut the other end to length. Now that we've cut our rail assemblies to the proper length, we can begin the prep for baluster installation. The first thing we want to do is determine if we need a center baluster. Determining the need for a center baluster is an important step to completing a professional looking and balanced rail section. Some pitfalls that we want to avoid are uneven baluster spacing on the left and right sides of our rail section, or a baluster that lands too close to one of the posts. One way to avoid these pitfalls involves numerous steps of simple math, or you can just refer to our baluster spacer chart. There is a chart packed in every box, or you can find it in the written install guidelines. This chart will tell you if you need a center baluster or not. Our rail measurement for this section was 47 3/8 inches, so if we refer to the chart, we can see that we do need a center baluster. We are now going to mark the center point of the top and bottom of a baluster in pencil. If we need a center baluster, we want to take our rail assembly overall length and divide by 2. In this case, our rail section is 47 3/8, so we want to mark the large cap of one rail assembly at 23 11/16 and the small cap of the other rail assembly at the same measurement. At this point, we are going to remove the large cap and small bottom cap from the rail assembly for both the top and bottom rails. To do this, we can either use a putty knife to pry the cap off or lift and twist the cap from one of the ends. If using assembly blocks, take the aluminum H-channel and position them approximately 26 inches from each other with the small opening facing down and parallel to each other. This can be done on the ground or deck surface, on sawhorses, or a small piece of plywood. Take the U-shaped installation blocks and place 3 of them U-side up in one rail and 3 of them U-side down in the other. We are now going to take the large cap with our center point mark and place it onto the U-blocks that are facing up. We take the small cap with the pencil mark and place it into the U-blocks that are facing down. The purpose of this is to center the baluster to the profile and provide the correct orientation of all components for baluster installation. We now take the baluster that we marked with a pencil and align those marks with the center marks on the large and small caps. Place 2 screws through the large cap into the baluster and 1 screw through the small cap into the baluster. Screw placement is made easier with 2 guide marks on the large cap and a single guide mark on the small cap. We now take a baluster spacer gauge and place one end at the top of an attached baluster and the other end on a loose baluster. We take another gauge and do the same at the bottom. Fasten this baluster with a single screw into the small cap and 2 screws through the large cap rail. If we didn't have a center baluster, we would take a baluster spacer gauge and align the center point of the gauge with a center mark in the large and small caps. You would then follow the previous steps, working left and right until complete. We can now take the baluster assembly and set it aside for a few minutes. While the assembly blocks are ideal for a homeowner or a few distinction rail installs, we recommend the assembly jig for the professional rail installer. Once the rail assemblies are cut to length and disassembled, we can set aside the H-channel for use at a later time. Place the large cap into the deep pocket and the small cap into the shallow pocket. We are now ready for the baluster installation. The Wolf OptiBracket is a versatile bracket that allows the installer to use the same bracket for 90 degree, 22.5 degree, 45 degree, and various stair angle installations. The OptiBracket slides into a small pocket in the aluminum H-channel. We want to position the bracket about 1/16 of an inch from the end of the H-channel. We do this to ensure a tight fit at the post. Take 2 of the 1 3/4 inch hex head screws and fasten the OptiBracket to the aluminum H-channel. Repeat this on the other end and again for the other H-channel. On one of the lengths of H-channel, we can reattach the small cap. This will now be the bottom rail. Place the bottom rail on 2 small pieces of 2x4 and center to the post sleeve. The 2x4s work perfectly for residential installations that require less than a 4-inch space from the deck surface to the bottom of the section of rail. Using 2 of the 4-inch hex head screws and an impact driver with a 6-inch bit extension, we are going to fasten the bracket to the H-channel and into the post. Repeat on the other side. Now take the baluster assembly and snap the remaining H-channel onto the small cap of the baluster assembly. Once this is complete, we take the baluster assembly to the installed H-channel and roll and snap into place. You can use your hand or a white rubber mallet to ensure complete interlock of the baluster assembly. We now center the H-channel to the post and attach using 2 4-inch hex head screws per bracket. Snap the remaining large cap into place. And finally, Finish off with the cap of your choice. And that completes our quick and easy installation of Wolf Distinction railing. For more information on Wolf Distinction railing and other Wolf products, visit us on the web at wolfhomeproducts.com.